welcome to What's in My Drawers Golf Talk, because old club makers are tremendous pack rats. This is Jim McCleary, not in the McGolf shop, if you can tell. I am on, vacation, and I'm bringing this to you because, I said I was going to, and why not? I am in St. Augustine Beach, very close to some pretty terrific golf courses, and we'll probably be talking about some of that. Number one, I am in the hotel, and the Wi-Fi is sketchy at best. So if I flicker in and out, please stay with me, as it'll stop and it'll get kind of chunky probably, but we should be okay. And as you can tell, I got the curtains behind me, the picture of where we're at on the other side, and I have the ocean in the background. Normally, this is where I'd be telling you what I would be doing. Huh? Oh, the peanut gallery is already on me. Robin's out on the terrace, and she is going to be answering some of your questions out there. So, didn't do anything this week. I did put out some pretty nice golf equipment, but as you guys know, Ohio and the most northeastern part is just getting, and Midwest, Iowa across, it's getting hit pretty hard with a big winter storm. So not a lot happening in the way of golf making right now. However, I've been getting all these vendor notes of all the things that are now being delivered that I'm not there. So awesome. So we'll have plenty to talk about then. Another thing is, like and subscribe if you would, and that way we get more of these videos going out to the public. Secondly is that we'll talk about some of the golf here in just a second. And so if the background noise gets pretty good, just let me know, and then what we'll do is I'll just shut the door. That way you can't hear the beach. Okay, and winners, right? Pebble Beach, the Pebble Beach winner, quite the dramatic finish, right? Daniel Berger winning at 18 under, and there's Jordan Spieth back in the mix yet again. That's pretty good, and then we like to see that. And as we always like to give the guy who made the cut but didn't make much higher, Wes Roach. So he did very. He made the cut, so that's saying something. That's better than the other 30, 40 folks that didn't. So not too bad. So what did we do? We left on a Saturday. Got down here on Saturday, and it rained like pouring water out of a boot. You barely could see the highway. And got down here, and I got Bob with me today. Remember Bob of the putter grip variety, right? So here we go, Bob of the putter grip variety. There he is. There's Robbo. All right. So as a continuation on from the putter grip video, Bob has been putting lights out, to the point we had a caddy. We went and played Dye Valley the very first day, and for those of you who don't know what Dye Valley is, it is the sister course to the TPC of Sawgrass. We tried to get on Sawgrass, but it was only open to singles, so we didn't do singles. And we went over to the Dye Valley, and he started hitting the lights out. By the third hole, the caddy stopped reading for him. He was putting that well, so it's working out well. Didn't do too bad. We both walked away with 82s, and not too bad for playing a strange course that was soggy. And then we went today. We played the King and the Bear, and that's the World Golf Hall of Fame course. And we kind of stunk up the front nine pretty good, because we were they had gotten like 4 inches of rain in 2 days, so it was pretty soggy out there. Then the sun came out, and all of a sudden it started drying up the course, and we turned on the afterburners, and we hunted around a 40 on the back nine. So not too bad. So that was what we did. And tomorrow we have Slammer and the Squire, and then we're going back over into Ocala at the end. So we should be pretty good. So that's what I've got. And so you guys have seen what was in my bag. Well, I'll probably do what's in my bag now that I've actually played them. But first reports, I played the new Epic Max LS, and I had the Acura Tour Z in it, and I missed what, two fairways basically. I've missed two fairways in 2 rounds. This thing is a rocket sled. I am more than happy with this thing. The Mizuno SELs, which I thought I would have no business playing, actually performed pretty well. The Now when in the wet, because of the thinner soles, I tend to get a little bit more than I should. So it's about planning on taking a little bit more, taking a little extra club, and getting it out there. And then the wedges. Once I decided I could actually take some dirt with the wedges, they started working as well too. So it's coming around. We're not perfect yet, but we're working on it. So there's something for you. So let's go see some comments. All right, Giraffe Man. To answer question last week, had -3 temperature in Wales. Ugh. And flurries. Well, that's what we're getting here. That's it's no fun. Scotland's been down to -20 with 3 feet in places here in Gulf, may be back in mid-March. Guys over there in the UK, Scotland, and that neck of the woods, all I can say is I feel for you, especially since I'm over here playing. But Ohio, where I'm from, is experiencing that right now, and all I got to do is say, guys, is hang on. Just hang on, keep your mind right, and it'll all come back around. All right, as I mentioned before, you're 6'8", got a 47-inch driver, and if the RA is to impose a 46, do I trim the butt or the tip? You just trim the butt. So because flex is a ratio between the length and the cycles per minute, and the cycles per minute will go up, but it will also shift over, and then it will still lay on that line. So just trim the butt. You should be good to go. And thanks for the information, dude. All right. Chamster, what was your... Oh, here, let's do this. So I'm also broadcasting from an iPad, so this is a whole different ball of wax for me. It looks the same, though. Here we go. I was wondering your opinion on the Bettinardi Innova 6.0 series. I haven't seen or had in my hand personally, but I do know how they're made. It is a very high MOI putter, and it's more of a aluminum face with a kind of a fang setup and then weight underneath of it. If you like that particular look, I'd say have at it. And it will feel soft. Of all the Bettinardi putters, it is the softest one. Okay, it is the softest one for sure, and in my opinion, has the best feel, and it also has probably the best sight alignment. So I don't think you can go wrong. But again, right length, right loft. Right, there we go. Right length, right loft, right lie, and the right grip. Right, the right grip as we've seen. So make sure you do that. Spence Black. Hello from Denver. How am I? Oh, I bet you're under some snow. Playing Dynamic Gold 105 S300s, which those are nice. Love them, but want to try graphite to help with tendonitis. Awesome. Slightly softer tip, okay. Any suggestions? Okay, yeah. So the 105, the Dynamic Gold 105 is in the same range as any of the other 105s. Going to graphite, I wouldn't suggest going to 105 gram in graphite. I would just do I'd probably go into about the 95 gram area, 95 gram area. Knowing what I've played and we're pretty much in that same category. What I would look at is the KBS TGI 95s. Very stout shaft. I think it works very, very well. All right, that one, from a graphite point of view, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. It has very stout characteristics, just a lighter weight, and graphite. So let's try that one out. All right. Vince, I'm going to say it wrong. Militello, there you go. Hello, Grand Island, New York. Hey, I just played with a guy today that's from Westchester, New York. He's an educator, so very good. When fitting for shafts, where do you begin? Are there hundreds of shaft manufacturers may you choose from? Begin. Well, Vince, the very first thing that we do is we actually test for the length of the shaft. once you have the right length of the shaft, a lot of it fixes a lot of ills that are out there. You'd be really surprised. Then what I do is I take a video, and the video help. I play the video at full speed, and then I slow it down to kind of watch transitions. Where at the top of the swing, how you bring it back, how you turn it around, and how you release it down. And based on those kind of moves and the types of spins that I'm seeing, types of flights that I'm seeing, then that will help me pick out a profile of shaft. And then the profile of shaft and total weight of the shaft are equally as important in order to get you where you're at. And that's where the fitter comes in that, yes, there are hundreds of shafts to choose from, and not every fitter is going to have every shaft because of the thing that you're just saying, because there's just so many to really know about. And they're going to pick from the stuff that they are familiar with in order to help you with your selection. And that's where we go from there. Okay. Kevin, Greenwich, Ohio. Dude, so am I. I'm down here digging on it. It's like coming back is becoming a real option. All right, here we go. How do the Jumbo Max grip affect your swing? I remember you mentioned them in your video review of the D9 iron. Well, again, I got Bob over here who is also playing those things, and we were just talking about that as we were driving around, and he is absolutely 100% digging them. All right, and what that's allowed him to do is, instead of death gripping small ones, he can still have this firm grip on this bigger grip, and it allows him to just sling it around and very, very well. Now, is that for everybody? The answer is no. All right, but I also had a chance to hit the Jumbo Max in that single length video that I did, and I'm here to tell you, after it was really kind of funny. It only took about 10 swings, and I was comfortable with them. So those super, if you got super duper too big, yeah, okay. But in their small, most people I think will be in that with their junior or small uh, or their medium. Very rarely will I see anybody in the extra large, and but the mediums, and it just depends on, again, how you place it in your hands and where you put it in there. Now, as an effect on the club, it's going to make the swing weight lighter because most of the grips are heavier. They have a super light, and the super light is actually going to make the swing weight heavier because it is actually lighter than most grips. So depending on what you're looking at, right? But again, uh, I would, if nothing else, get a club that you would use regularly and put it on there for a test, and give it a fair ride, right? Give it a fair ride, 50, 60, 100 golf balls, and just see if it doesn't do better for you, and go from there. And there's Vince again. Where does the amount of torque enter the equation? Vince, torque typically, and I will say typically, follows the flex of the club, right? Now let's describe torque. And we know torque is the resistance to twisting, and the smaller the number, the more resistant to twisting it is. So 3.0 is tighter than 5.0, okay? And so it is very easy to see in lightweight / low flex R's, A's, that kind of thing, to find 4s, 5s, and sometimes 6s, very much so. And as you get up in flex, S's, X's, that it goes down to 3.5, 3.2, and sometimes in the case and down in 2.7 range. And that's where it can come into play. It is a consideration, but I put it at the end of my shaft selection as opposed to the beginning. Now, one company, UST, made it a priority, and I watched, and I had them. It was the VTSs. They were an excellent shaft, and it did help in a few situations. It really was a positive thing. So, but is it a make or break on a club? No, but it's something to consider. Dave, what do you say, sir? Yep, we are. We are wearing our masks everywhere we're supposed to. Is the end of the lockdown in sight? I don't know. For us, I don't know. The goalposts keep moving. Mid March. Well, I'd like to. Hopefully that everything comes back for you guys. Since we're seeing all that snow, it'll melt, make everything green, and we should be good to go. Here's my man Matt. If you would have said that you got out, I would have fell over. Winter storm warning here in Cleveland area. Wishing and dreaming about playing. Yep. Well, I'm not. Question: is there a method to find the exact sweet spot of a golf club? And the answer to that is yes. It is the center of gravity. The center of gravity of a golf club is typically not typically, it is the sweet spot. And you have these center of gravity finders. It's basically a big point, and you lay the face on it, and you got to find out where it balances. That's going to be it right there. Now on putters, it's easy. You can bounce it, and you'll find out. Start at the toe, work your way to the heel, and you'll see where it just bounces off the most, and that will be it for them. Willard, how are you, sir? Hopefully you got a shovel for all that snow. Spanner, a couple of weeks ago you did a segment on a putter grip BJM. I ordered the Kota High on the 5th. What is the turnaround time and where are they coming from? Well, I'm pretty certain that the actual group itself is from Australia. However, BJM itself is here in the States. In fact, I believe they're on the East Coast, so I wouldn't think that unless you had a color that they were out of. But when we got ours, it took about a week to get here. Now with the snow, it's probably going to be a little longer, but it's in the States. It's in the States. If you have some, I would contact them directly and see. Jerry, how are you doing? Record low temps and snow in Texas. Got Jerry, I got some buddies down there, and they're freaking out with all the ice because when you guys don't get too much snow, but it gets cold, it melts, and then it turns around and gets icy, and that's really the big deal. There we go. Mr. Bartholomew, sir, having a great vacation. We are. Bob and Penny are great friends, and we're having the time, eating good food, probably too much of it to be sure. Just got out of the hot tub. So, all right. And you're welcome, sir. It was kind of fun. I'd like to. So, for anybody, let's talk about that. A little bit of golf vacationing, right? And of course, Florida has, just like Myrtle Beach, has gobs and gobs of golf courses to choose from. And with a little research on the internet, you can find, the types and sizes and where you want to go. It just so happens I'm lucky enough. Bob wants to go and play all these golf courses as well, and so we get out there and we can ping on each other and have a lot of fun doing it, and get each other through the round, and the Robin and Penny get to go out and explore the area and then drag us along in some of the other stuff. So it's actually been pretty good. David, sir, what's up? Besides YouTube, a social media platform, which social media platform do you feel gives the best return in getting inquiries in business? Does one other have significant advantages or disadvantages? David, I would say that from a golf perspective, right? From a golf perspective, Twitter is one that gets you out there, but right now, from an age category, depending on who you're hitting, Instagram, but Instagram can also get on Facebook. Facebook over here in the States tends to get the older generation. That was the cool platform until all mom and dad started figuring it out, and then all the kids left and went to other platforms. So Facebook for an older crowd, YouTube to actually be out there, and then I would say Instagram would be my top three. Christopher?
Krabby
Okay. Hello, sir. Now we're both under snow, so I can now feel your pain. Jack from Lombardi, haven't played the King and the Bear in a few years, but enjoyed it. Jack, it was actually in really good shape. Other than the fact that it was wet, I mean, not massive amount of divots. The greens actually rolled pretty true. But they were a little slower since they were wet, so we're in pretty good shape. Rodney, if the King and the Bear are nearby you, then count yourself as a lucky individual. It was a very nice course. Okay. Dave in snowy and cold Michigan. Dude, we are all there. I absolutely hate the idea of coming back, but I have to. Travis on Facebook, what do you say, sir, from New Jersey? The coldest temp I've ever played in, sir, is 34 degrees. 34, and it was down south in here. It was in, San Cooper Station was the name of the golf course. It's just in the northern part of Santee. There it is, Santee. And it was 34. Actually, it started out 32. By the time we started, it was 34. And playing with layers is not fun, but we went out there and did it anyway. And I don't think I'm ever going to do it again. Bobby, taking the World Golf Hall of Fame. For certain, sir, for certain. This will be my third time. I'm going to try and see what we can do about taking some pictures or even a video, but we'll see. Love that place. The history there is just spectacular. Okay, Cliff, where did you say? Look, I am in St. Augustine Beach, Cliff. I'm in the Hampton Inn looking at the water right there. The weather hasn't been very conducive for being able to see the blue skies, but so. All right, is it just me who laughs every time I hear someone talk about spines? Say spine 9 o'clock for accuracy, 3 o'clock for distance. How come there's so much information? Well, Dave, I wouldn't say it's not necessarily misinformation per se. It's a choice. If you're going to put it at 9 o'clock, right? That's for the lower kick, and the 3 o'clock is for the higher kick. And I guess they would say that kind of stuff. And that's been the prevalent. This is the way we want it for almost forever. It's only a select group of the guys that started early with this that really adopted the 12 o'clock, and then you have the fourth group is the naysayers that go, I don't care one way or another. So if a guy gets very good, gets a good reaction out of it, then fine. But I think if you split it in half, you probably get the best of both worlds. They were very nice. I would love to have played Sawgrass based on what we know. They asked if we would have taken it, had 18 golf balls to play 18 times or played the whole entire round. I was thinking I'd take 18 times on 17 just to and a video the whole thing. It would have been a riot. But I'm really happy with Dye Valley. It really, it was, if we're talking money, it was just shy of half as much. And I think the quality of the course was equally as good, to be honest with you. And the guys that we were playing there were members of that side and were filling us in a lot of stuff. So, yeah, it was very, very good. So, very good. Yeah, dude, it doesn't happen very often, but we're here. Okay. St. I'm going to give you a place to eat and leave. They say the best shrimp in the world. I'm down with that, dude. We have been at the Sunset Grill now for all you guys that really want to hear a combination of food that you would never go out and do in yourself. Chicken and waffles. I'm going to say it again. Chicken and waffles. This thing across the street in Sunset Grill is nothing short of spectacular. And then when you mix it up, they come with these pickled vegetables that come with it. Holy cow, it is delicious. Best I've ever ate. Best I've ever ate. Harlan, what do you say, sir? Why do high handicappers have a tendency for hitting the ball on the toe? Was the primary swing fall that caused tendency? Harlan, mostly the reason why you get on the toe is because they come over the top, right? It's an over the top swing. And what happens is a lot of it's baseball where they throw the shoulder, they'll throw the shoulder over and then they pull down and they pull across because it feels stronger. And that's the reason why a lot of people do that. And as soon as most golfers realize that they don't have to, and it's actually stronger going to the outside, that they do it. So if you think of it from a baseball analogy, when you start stepping out of the batter's box, you make your bat short, and you don't get the knob of the fat end of the bat towards the ball. Same thing in golf. You cut across and you make the club shorter, and you're stringing the toe. Oh, I would hope not, since Berger, I think, isn't Berger on staff with Callaway? At least last I looked, or did they just drop him? They just had a stable change, and I don't know if he was among them. Cliff, I'm going to have to watch that a little bit later. How do I measure for length in an iron fitting? Seb, I have a set of irons. Same head, same shaft, same grip, same flex, same everything. And I have them in half-inch short increments from, I think, 40 inches at a 6-iron all the way down to 36 and a half. And based on what I kind of take a visual checklist of things that I look at, and we'll use 3, sometimes 4 lengths. And then what we do is I put impact tape, and I'm looking for the most consistent pattern that they can make. It doesn't matter where it is on the face, as long as it's consistent. We can always bring them into the face with lie angle, in the middle of the face with lie angle, and the length of the club, and the weight as well. That's how we do it. Good thing of City of Cincinnati is under level 2. Yeah, Cameron, dude, the whole southern Ohio, from what we've been checking, is under level 2. It's awful. This is my glass for the week while I'm here. All right. Henry is in snowy Texas. You know, for all that good weather you get, brother, I hope just stay safe, because when that snow melts and it freezes again, that's gonna be another problem. But be good, bud. All right. Do you find it to be the case that for most golfers, backweighting putters like the heavier putter grip you recently reviewed is a benefit to putting? Yes. As a matter of fact, I don't even have to think about it. I am close to 98% to the better every time I backweight a putter. And it's just because you put more weight in the hands, and it calms the muscles. Let me get it. The muscles right here. Right there. The muscles right there. Those muscles. It just slows them down, and you tend to putt better. So bigger grips, heavier stuff, almost every time. All righty. Austine's Restaurant. Okay. Did you get that? Austine's Restaurant. OSTEENS restaurant.com. Best shrimp. Robin's looking it up now, Cliff. We're going to figure out next week if I have to say thanks or not. Stephen Forrester, what do you say, sir? Is it possible to flatten the lie angle of a Cobra F9 3-wood using a left-handed tip? If I'm playing right-handed, no. The left-handed tips is just the cockeye in the other way, but when you do it, you give up going the other. It just no. Let me think about this. And the way that Cobra works, it's like TaylorMade and the others. It's a tip that's cockeyed to one, and it's called clocking. And then they clock it so that when you open it up, the face angle, a lot of cases, it opens and the face angle goes open with it. And when it closes, the face angle goes down the other way. It's a very rare animal that it goes the other way around. And I'm sure in the neutral position that the left-handed Cobra will fit. but I'm not certain if it would take it going the other way. That's my only concern, and that would be a bit of a problem. Dude, Anastasia Boulevard. There we go. We have an address. There you go. We have an address. Do you see it? Oh, she's looking it up now, Cliff. There hasn't been a lot of sun, Charles. Not a lot at all, but it's tomorrow is going to be the day. Yeah, we're going to find that one out tomorrow. We've had a lot of sun came out today, and we actually had a tornado warning here in the last few minutes. So, I'd be one of those weather guys that you see with the blowing weather going this way. We're staying here for you. That's not happening. The tornado watches or warning is above us, but there you are. Okay, Christopher, Mitsubishi Diamond F Limited versus Hazardous Smoke Black or Green Smoke Green for the original TM Mini 110. Well, as hard as you swing, I wouldn't mess and just go right into the Hazardous Smoke Green. Now, well, did you try the regular green shaft, the hazardous green? They call it the Hulk shaft. That one you might want to take a look at. But I believe the hazardous smoke green, the smoke green, comes in two varieties, right? Now they're called IM10s and IM15s, I think. And you don't want the 10, you want the other one. The other one is the one that's for the beefy player. The IM10 is the one I play. All right. So, and I'm not sure on the F Limited one from Diamana, but if it's close to the whiteboard, then yes. Matthew O'Malley, Yonkers, 26 degrees. Well, that fellow that we played with, Keith, is from, he said Westchester, New York. He's getting ready to drive back up there. I said, yeah, you might want to give it a day. Let the plows do their work. Joey, how are you in Georgia, sir? It's certainly going to be warmer than the rest of us. All right. How many grams of swing weight is D3? All right, let's go back. How many grams of weight is D3 swing weight for a driver build? Where can you find a good swing weight chart? Woo! Dave, a swing weight chart is pretty tough, but there are swing weight calculators on the internet. If you look up swing weight calculator, there's two or three of them, and they're pretty close. And so you got to know the grip weight, the length, the shaft weight, and the head weight, and then it will tell you where you're at. And then in a driver, well, just as a rule of thumb, if you're going to add it to the head, it's 2 grams for a swing weight. And if you're going to try and take it away, it's 4 grams on the tip. Or, I'm sorry, on the butt end of the club. All right. Cliff's waiting. The Epic Max D, 3 wood, 5 wood, and logoed mini. Oh, look at you. The logo mini staff bag. That thing is tough, dude. It is. It's a neat looking bag. Can't wait. Custom Mavericks. Inch of ice in Nashville. Snow coming. We're a week away from greens. There you go. There you go. You will not be unhappy, sir, I am sure. Paul, around here, I'd say that's probably a much better, there's a thing, right? How many of you guys use head covers? I mean, on irons. Some people just love them. Some people won't have them. But in this particular snow, the car cover certainly is the way to go, man. Mr. Jenkins from South Carolina, how are you, sir? We're near the no laying up guys. They're in Jack's Beach. Really? That would be kind of fun. Maybe we'll give them a shot. Thoughts? Nippon 125 versus 120. I've been suggesting 120 from Mizuno Optimizer, but swing the 125 as well at a fitting. Any thoughts on the shaft works better for the type of golfer? So the Nippon, I just became a dealer here, or a little more in depth of a dealer. We'll put it that way. the difference between the two, the profile and the 125 is a bit steeper. What I mean by that is it's a little bit, if you're a little more aggressive or a little more of a late releaser, that one will be the one where you go. But if you're a smoother swinger and you're a smoother swinger with the release still very close to the bottom, the 120s are going to be way better. They're going to feel tons better, as a matter of fact. All right. Here we go. Sunny V, glad to see you can make it back, sir. Ontario, 8 to 12 inches of snow tonight. You know, we need to figure out how to get snow on top of or get golf on top of the snow. I agree. Here we go, John. If I change my grips from 52 to 62 grams, what effect will the swing weight feel? The swing weight will feel lighter, John. It will feel lighter by about 2.5 swing weight points. Chances are, in that particular realm, you'll go, wow, I have this weight in my hand. It feels pretty good. I doubt you will go, oh my gosh, the head is so much lighter, I don't like it. I don't see that happening. But yeah, the 62 gram, once it's in your hands, it'll make a difference for sure. How would the Jumbo Max affect? Here we go, Bob. Here's for you. How would the Jumbo Max affect the weight of feel of an iron? Now he's got them on all his irons, and he's got graphite. So here, he is maxed out on the change, right? Guess because you use bigger muscles in the hands, the club would feel lighter. Does the club feel lighter? Does it feel better?
Yes.
But all the weight's in your hands, all right?
All the weight's in the hands.
You would be correct, Krister. It puts a lot of weight into the hands, and for him it feels wonderful, and I'm going with that because I just watched him basically pound it down the fairway all the last 2 days. Pedro C, what do you say, sir? What do you think of the Stability Tour shaft for putters? They are part carbon fiber, expensive for a shaft. I don't know there would be a vast improvement in putting based on this shaft. So Pedro, if you're looking on basically bang for buck, right? Bang for buck, and you were a person that was doing mini tours and you wanted to tighten up your game, then yeah, it's probably going to be worth it because you want to go to the next level, right? Well, I must be allergic to good time. All right. However, if you are if you're an average golfer, we'll just say the average, not an average golfer, but an average golfer that plays, say, one time a week, and you're one time a week, and you're playing with your buddies, and you would like to get better at putting, but that's about all you want to do, then no, I wouldn't say it's worth it. So that's where you got to go. Hey, the ultralights, now it's different. The ultralights are actually exactly what they say. They are ultralight, and you would have more feeling at the head of the grip as opposed to the hand. So there you go. Joe Lane, how are you, sir? The name of the putter grip you talked about a couple weeks ago. It is the BJM putter grip called the Kota High, right? It's the Kota High. And they come in multiple colors. They got what I would call an extreme teardrop shape and much longer. You could put almost 4 hands worth. I'm looking over at Bob because he's got it. 4 hands worth here, 4 more of length, and he's just absolutely slaying it. So I can't tell you anything other than that. He's just killing it. Oh, got to the top again. Rodney wants to know, why do I draw my 5, 6, and 7 irons but fade my woods? Well, not knowing what you have in your woods, Rodney, or your irons, that could be tough because it could be that your irons are really, or your fairway woods are really, really flat. based on, let's say let's go to the extremes, right? Everybody likes doing that. Let's go to an extreme. That you're hitting some fairway woods that are very, very flat, and your irons are very upright, and irons might be really heavy or just a little bit flexible, and the woods might be a little bit stiff, or something in between to that matter. All right, hello from North Central Florida. You're in North Central Florida. North Central Florida. I tend to know there's a couple of guys. Well, let's see. Turns out there's a guy that I know that was in Cedar Rapids, that he's down here. He's out of Sebring. I don't know where that is in relation to you. I would get him. Richard Ralston is a guy that I know. He really got into it last year, but he is deadly serious about it, and I think that you probably would enjoy the experience of it as well. But there are some good guys. I would have Mike send me an email with that question again, and let me look up a few people. Now, what I would suggest is look up ICG or International Club Makers Guild.com and look for people that are certified in Florida. If they're certified, chances are they're pretty good. All right. James B., there's my San Jose hookup. Cloudy, windy, but all good. Golf courses are open. My surgeon said I can play in a couple more weeks. Dude, take it slow. All I can do is take it slow because you want to keep golfing, right? Scrunchy Chingo, froze. Everybody in Texas is frozen. Matt, we are going to do our best to do well. All right. Jerry, Shaft Optimizer 3D, what are your thoughts? I don't know. I'm not one for talking about I'm not one to talk about bad about stuff, so I'm going to leave it go. But there is some serious science that goes on into that optimizer, okay? And they're to the point now where they're talking about being able to figure out your lie angle in 3D space. That is exceptional stuff. Now, I don't know if it works. I'd have to see 4, 5, 6, 12, 20, 100 fittings in order to see what it does. Keeping in mind, when it is going to recommend stuff that is in its arsenal and in its stock arsenal. For the people that I know have used it, almost universally, they're going to come up with a dynamic gold of some variety, albeit or a true temper product with them, which is kind of funny because I think they're in tight with another shaft company, but or their XP, a lot of the XP stuff. So I would just take a look at that and see. But the best thing I would say, Jerry, is trust but verify. There you go. Charles, not me. Right there, sir. I had to kind of find a glass down here in Florida, and the ABC liquor store is phenomenal down here. You guys in Florida have got it. You got it good, let me tell you. I'm trying another one. It's called Glen Grant. I'm missing one. Mine will be heading south next week, leaving Syracuse for a week of golf. Peter, you will next week. I think that is probably the best. You will not be disappointed, sir. Glad you're warm. Did you also go to the golf? That is in 2 days, Jeff. 2 days. Oh, okay. Any cool gear? Well, everything's pretty much testy stuff. The Epic driver is working extraordinarily well. I didn't think I had enough game to game the SELs, but they're getting out there. I'm not missing too much, so I'm liking what I've got going on. I see a lot of improvement. I just basically, like anything else, I got to trust this new swing stuff I've been doing. Very snowy in Indiana, I guarantee it. You are the man. If you did that in 28 and got it, you are the man. There you go. Got back into golf in November after 20-year layoff. Ooh, Cliff, that's been a bit. Love it, and I'm actually now helping a Callaway staff pro with marketing. The technical education after 20 years has been amazing. There's been a lot of change, dude. I also vacationed St. Augustine, but have never golfed there. What is the nearest affordable course to play St. Augustine and just south of St. Augustine? Right now, if from an affordability point of view, there's we're going to find out in 2 days, but the Royal St. Augustine Country Club was not over the top expensive. There's another golf course that has the word marsh in it that gets a lot of good reviews. And I mean, I'm talking $30-$40 worth of round. It's pretty good stuff. And then there's some other local courses around here that people are trying to hide from us. I would not say that the TPC Sawgrass or Dye Valley is what you would call affordable, but it is what it is. So there we go. Hey, what do we got here? Pedro, thank you, sir. Pedro dropped $5 on me. That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And yes, it is better than sub chow, dude. Although some of that sub chow is pretty good, the chicken and waffles are actually to die for. Ooh, if you're saying Sunsets is 7, Austine's is a 10, we're saying something because they do have some pretty good shrimp. We will have to take a look at it. All right. Should I play a different player profile for soggy conditions, i.e. wider sole? Brian, I would have to say the answer to that would be yes, but most folks don't have the capability to switch. The wider sole bounces you out so you don't get stuck as much. It's not going to say you're going to hit a perfect shot every time, but you certainly will get through it much better than if you hit a knife edge, which is what I've been doing. Henry, thoughts on matching wedge shafts to your irons? When and why? Is it only for comfort or familiarity? Well, matching iron shafts, if you're talking about the same shafts in your wedges, in certain cases, that's a good idea. A lot of it is familiarity. There are wedge shafts that are particular in profile. They're a little bit stiffer at the bottom because the wedge head is significantly heavier than the last wedge that was in a set. Okay, and so that's how that one goes. So that's where I would see that, right? And I wouldn't go much more than that. But there's also, you could, if you wanted to, you could use the same shaft but be in a slightly heavier class if you wanted to, and that would probably work very, very well as well. Oh, we got another one. Barbara jeans on water up in Ponte Vedra Beach. Chocolate stuff for dessert is a must. Did you get it? All right, everybody's taking notes. We got the ladies taking notes. All right. Here we go. Is there any wood fitter you would recommend in the Ohio area? Absolutely. Chad, you need to check out Golf Works, right? Golf Works. They have it. No, what was it? You're yelling. No. Golf Works has both. They have a club builder and club fitter program, of which I've taken at least 3. All right. The guys up there, Jim Yananich and his crew, are very, very helpful, knowledgeable, and are willing to help you out in any way. All right. Okay, there's a hazardous green shaft, and I don't believe it's just the hazard Project X green, and the whole shaft itself, Christopher, is total iridescent green, and the thing is a beast, and is probably the stiffest profile that they have in that lineup, and they call it the Hulk shaft. If you were to talk to somebody in there that knows anything about it, and you said, I want the Hulk shaft, that would be the one. And they made it green because of the Hulk. All right. Glenn, what netting are you using? I am using West Coast netting, and I'm getting ready to get a new one. I'm getting, huh?
Sorry, I said TextNet.
No, not TextNet. West Coast netting for my simulator. Now they make them to custom sizes and custom builds all over the place. So there you go. Man, gosh. All righty. There you go. Joe Palace. I have CB 718s with AMT red light shafts, struggling to feel the head coming through. Any ideas? Oh, well, the easiest and probably the most ugliest way of doing it is go find some lead tape and throw it across the. I would just, and don't do little pieces. A strip that goes from toe to heel and place it right on the back side, and go from there. Because the CBs already have high center of gravities in them anyway, so lowering it will probably help you out anyway. And maybe it might only take 1 or 2 layers of tape, and you should be good to go. Pedro, thank you again, sir. What can I do you? Play the Mizuno 921 Pro irons, the stock shaft. LZ fit me perfectly for my swing. I always end up between an R and an S. Yeah, they do pretty good. So were you on an optimizer when they did that, or did they do that regular for you? Bob plays a medium, the medium Jumbo Max, the regular medium Jumbo Max. And what size glove do you wear?
2XL.
He wears a double XL grip, or glove. So there you go.
Don't have to grip them this time.
It is. The fort is in the game plan. I plan on taking my camera, and we're going to do a little bit, see how good of a photographer I can be for about 20 minutes. I read somewhere Jumbo Max had some work on a grip where you could change out the weight to get the swing weight. If they are, I'm not aware. That would be very, very cool. But what they've done here in the past is they've got the grip that's lighter, and they got the grip that allows you to put those little GPS tracking coins in the back. Outside of that, that's all I know. Again, thank you, sir. Oh, cold England again. Guys, stay safe. That's what I'm going to do. All righty. There you go, Camilio. That's all right. We got plenty of time. Robin hasn't given me the gotta go signal. All right. The chocolate tour. Did you see the chocolate tour of the Wheatstone? We did see that. It was on the way to we saw it on the way up to Dye Valley. We saw it out there. We're going to definitely do that. Again, but thank you. Gerald Housley, should I get in on Facebook? Thank you, sir. Should I get fitted for new irons before or after a golf lesson? It would depend basically on your golf lesson, Gerald. If you are, if you're going to go get it next week or something, no. But let's just say if you're choosing what to do one way or the other, right? If you wanted to be a little more precise and he's going to actually make changes, then do the golf lesson first and then the fitting second. And I am a guy that just took a fitting or took a lesson over the internet, and it was very enlightening to say the least. And did my swing speed increase and all that? No. But my line angle changed ever so slightly, and the way I came into the ball changed ever so slightly. As far as irons go, unless it's something very dramatic that's changed, you're not going to see a huge change in your fitting specs, maybe a line angle or maybe even a grip size. But outside of that, the rest of it should be good. But if there's a short time span, I'd say do the lesson first, then go do the fitting. All right. Here we go. Watch the podcast entire after you finish the little how to remove a scratch without a buff wheel. Just spend an hour with the driver rubbing a compound, and the result was so-so. Unfortunately, Camilio, the other way of doing it, you may have, if you know what a Dremel tool is probably the second best way. And the Dremel tool is a handheld instrument that has very, very small attachments, and they have buffing wheels that you can put different compounds on that you could probably rub right across it and get more out of it. Because anytime you can use a machine to do this, it will just be faster. That's all it is. And I would go with that for certain. Okay. Outside of that, that's where I would go. Okay. Want to replace standard tour velvet grips with MCC4. Weights are the thing, I think, but I want to build up the top hand and not impact the swing. What would you recommend? Tour velvet grips with MCC4s. If they're the same, I think that the MCC4 pluses or plus fours are heavier, okay, than standard tour velvets. In fact, I'm certain of it. All right, and they are, you can tell because they have cord, and when you have cord, you have more. All right, and the MCC4 is already built up on what would be the top hand. That is the hand closest to the head. Okay, so that's where you would go with that. So if I said same weight, I think, but want to build up the top hand, not impact the swing weight, what do you recommend? The MCC, I think you'll be fine with the MCC4. You probably won't see much of a change. But if you like the MCC, if you like standard tour velvets, if you really like them, they actually make an MCC4 tour velvet. All right, a tour velvet MCC4. I would try that first. It is a little bit lighter because there's no goo in, there's no cord in it, and that might be more what you're looking for. Robert, I will certainly do my best. And again, thank you for that, sir. Thank you very much. Okay. Where are we at? We're going to have a good break, man. This has always been fun. Trying this new technology has always been a real trip. Okay. Yeah, certainly let me know what's going on with that one. All right. Rodney, man, we made it down to the bottom and right at the end. This is like perfect timing. What one length brands do you fit? Right now, the only one I have is the Sterling.
No, it's not Sterling. That's that EX one.
Well, that's the name of it, but Sterling is the one that has it.
EQ.
Is the name of the model.
Is it still Sterling?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. The Peanut Gallery has raised its head yet again and asked me whether or not I knew what was going on. Good night. So, but it's the Sterling and then it's the EQ one, so that's what it is. But that's what we fit. And I've got those, and I've got both. Actually, I got both models, but the other one's getting ready to come off the wall. John, sir, it's hard to get in England. I guess it's going to be hard to hit golf balls in the middle of snow and ice too. So there you go. Chris, if you got a medium large, I would go with the small model, and because I wear an extra glove or extra large, and I was using the medium, and I thought it was comfortable, so I would go with the small one. All right, two more, and then we're gone. St. Augustine Alligator Zoo is nice, but don't let anyone get behind you. Yeah, I guess not. That's pretty good, Tony. Oh, thank you. And Jack, like the Slammer better than King and the Bear. Well, hopefully that's how it turns out. We're going to do that. All right, guys, look at that. This never happens. It's now 6:30. I am officially going to be on vacation the rest of the week. Thank everybody for watching. I don't believe I have anything loaded for a video. We're going to have to find that one out. So, guys, I'm pretty sure, maybe I do have one. So, guys, thank you again. Thank you from around the world for watching. And again, let's see your scores. Well, go low.